What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Marvel Mightys Spider-Man series, what you need to know about this series, and what my game plan was for it leading up to the drop and after in the aftermarket, what I wanted to purchase these for, and why I didn't actually end up purchasing any of them. Let's get into it. Alright, in a previous video I talked about my Marvel Mightys experience. I actually invested into Marvel Mightys back in November. I ended up selling them 2 months later in January as I thought they'd hit a peak for the time being. This was the Captain America series as well as the Fantastic Four series. I had all of them except the ultra rares in that series, being Doctor Doom and Red Skull. Exited out of my positions, took my profits, and put them into other collectibles that we've already talked about on this channel. Now, I had a lot of great feedback from that video and what your plans are for Marvel Mightys, and I addressed a lot of that in that initial video. Marvel Mightys are going to be amazing characters to collect over time. And I see really two reasons for this. One is that as more people come to the VeVe platform over the months and into years, I think we'll see a younger audience come onto the platform, and those Marvel Mightys are going to really attract that younger audience, causing that price to go up. Not to mention, a lot of these are first appearances of characters, which is huge. And now number two is that there's a rumor that there's going to be games involving Marvel Mightys characters that you can use and you can rent out, so that's going to really cause these characters to explode in value. For those two reasons, I'm actually considering getting back into Marvel Mightys, and I'm saving up some gems to be able to purchase back into my positions of Marvel Mightys. Now, I still stick behind my position of exiting out of them. I've been able to use those profits to allocate to other collectibles that I want to get, but we've also seen all of these collectibles drop 50% from what I sold them at. So even if I wanted to get back into Marvel Mightys today, I'd still be better off having sold when I did and getting back into them 50% off of that price that I sold them for. Now, that's actually really lucky that I was able to do that. I did not really plan that. I was still trying to learn more about this VeVe platform, and I just felt that they'd been at a high. It was a right prediction for now until I actually get back into them. I don't give advice on timing the market and doing what I'm doing on the app. I'm just talking about my journey on the platform, what I've been doing, my moves that I've been making, and my thought process behind it. You don't have to follow what I'm doing. And even having said that about Marvel Mightys, I still prefer to collect other characters, other collectibles besides the Marvel Mightys. I think it's valuable that they're FAs, but if there's an FA character that is also a Marvel Mighty that is not an FA, I prefer that FA character over that Marvel Mighty character. For example, Spider-Man. I prefer to have an actual Spider-Man as opposed to that Spider-Man Marvel Mighty if that initial Spider-Man is the FA. Which brings me to these Marvel Mightys Spider-Mans in my prediction when the market opened, and why I didn't actually pick up any of them. So starting off, when I'm setting price predictions, I look at what else is on the market in terms of those characters as well as similar characters in a series. This is an easier one to set a price prediction to because we have other series of Marvel Mightys characters. Quite specifically ones that I know a little bit about based on how they've moved in the market since I purchased them. That being the Captain America Marvel Mightys as well as the Fantastic Four Marvel Mightys. So quite specifically, I looked at the Captain America Marvel Mightys and I looked at what they are sitting at in the aftermarket leading up to the drop of the Spider-Man Marvel Mightys. So in this Marvel Mightys Spider-Man series, we've got Spider-Man as the common. He doesn't get a first edition or first appearance tag, and he gets 14,999 editions. Ghost Spider gets 14,999 editions. And Ghost Spider is a common. She does get the first appearance tag as well as every other character in this series after Spider-Man. Spider-Woman is an uncommon with 8,888 editions. Black Cat is a rare with 5,555 editions. Green Goblin is an ultra rare with 3,333 editions. And Spider-Man 2099 is a secret rare with 2,099 editions, just like his name. Now, one other thing to note with this Spider-Man Marvel Mightys is that they have less editions in numbers compared to the other Marvel Mightys series. So we actually saw the Marvel Mightys Fantastic Four editions with the most amount of numbers associated with them. Next would be the Captain America series, and then finally the Eternals series, followed by the Spider-Man series with the least in all of these Marvel Mightys. Even when compared to the Captain Carter What If Marvel Mighty rare getting 6,000 editions compared to this Black Cat rare getting 5,555. So I think that's important to note when collecting Marvel Mightys, that these have the lowest edition numbers in the Marvel Mightys series. So Spider-Man not being a first appearance, but being an incredibly popular character and being a common, I looked at the Steve Rogers common in the Marvel Mightys series. Now he's an FA and he is a popular character, and at the time his floor price was 150 gems. So I went ahead and thought that Spider-Man would be trading eventually as things settled down in that aftermarket after the drop about 150 gems, being that it's still an extremely popular character, but it doesn't have that FA stamp. Then we've got Ghost Spider, and I compared that to Sam Wilson, both being commons, another common in a Marvel Mighty series. Now we saw a huge run up in Sam Wilson compared to where I bought him in November and where I sold him 2 months later, but at the time of this drop he's sitting around 95 gems. So I went ahead and predicted that Ghost Spider would be 100, maybe up to 120 gems in the aftermarket, being that it's a first appearance of a character, and just basing on what we've seen with Sam Wilson in the past. Then my next prediction was Spider-Woman, also an FA, but the uncommon in this series. And comparing her to John F. Walker, the uncommon in the Captain America Marvel Mightys series, an FA, trading at 60 gems. I actually predicted that Spider-Woman, if I could pick her up for 100 gems, that would be around the floor price when she settled. Black Cat being the rare in the series, FA of course. Comparing her to Bucky Barnes being an FA in the Captain America Marvel Mighty series. He was trading around 145 gems. I thought Black Cat would be upwards about 200 gems. Green Goblin being the ultra rare in this series, FA, I figured about 1,000 gems based on the Red Skull trading around 800 gems as an FA ultra in the Captain America Marvel Mighty series. And then finally, one that I did not know how to price would be the Spider-Man 2099. He is the secret rare in this series and the first Marvel Mighty secret rare. I figured 2,000 plus at least for this. But with the gems that I had, I really knew I wouldn't be able to pick this one up. Now when the markets actually opened up right away, we saw all of these prices being destroyed. Spider-Man was trading upwards of 300 gems. Now today he's trading somewhere around 160. Ghost Spider was blowing my price prediction out of the water. Now today she's down to 110. Spider-Woman is down to 50 today. Black Cat's down to 100. Green Goblin down to 730. And Spider-Man 2099 is at 2,600 gems. But all of these are much lower than what they were sitting at when the market initially opened after the drop. Now all of these are sitting closer to my price prediction as opposed to all of them being at least a little bit or much higher than what my price prediction was when they entered the market. And so that's the real reason why I decided not to pick up any of these Spider-Man Marvel Mightys when that market initially opened. And now in my past purchases, I might have panicked and bought one of them or two of them. But I've learned to make a game plan and to make these price predictions before the market opens. I've accepted for the most part I'm not going to get any drops. I'm making game plans for the aftermarket if it's a collectible that I want to get. But creating this game plan, creating these price predictions really helps to take the emotion out of panicking into a purchase when that market initially opens. I've seen coming into this drop how much the Marvel characters have dropped since their high, but so too has every collectible in the past couple weeks on the VeVe platform. But Marvel Mightys especially, because I was in them and then I got out of them luckily at the right time. So I figured with these price predictions, we would see these Spider-Man characters come down in price. So that game plan, that price prediction really helps to take the emotion out of it, and I decided not to purchase and I decided to wait it out. Good thing I did, because the prices have really come down since then. And now they're closer to my price predictions, and those price predictions are set to allow me to know the maximum I'm willing to purchase a collectible for. If it falls below that, it's a collectible that I might want to get into because I see potential upside for them, especially with Spider-Man characters. We're going to see lots more Spider-Man movies coming out after the success of the previous movie, after the success of Into the Spider-Verse, the animated movie. There's just so much upside for Spider-Man already being an extremely popular character and where it could go to over time with so many more theatrical releases planned for him, and especially with these characters being either already in a movie, especially the animated movies with Into the Spider-Verse, and more Into the Spider-Verse movies coming out. It's just an exciting time to be a Spider-Man fan, to be owning Spider-Man collectibles on the VeVe platform. These Spider-Man Marvels get a big thumbs up for me for collecting them, and I'm looking at actually entering them very shortly. So you'll likely see a video of this in the future on this channel when I do enter my positions on them. I think if you're going to collect a Marvel Mighty series, this is the one to start with. I'd like to know your thoughts on this in the comments comment section below. Let me know if you have any Spider-Man Marvel Mightys. What's your plan with them? Are you gonna hold off on selling them because you see the potential upside of Marvel Mightys characters in possible games in the future? Leave it all in the comments if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, if you found it helpful for whatever reason, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more VeVe content. Thank you so much for watching.